Well, it's finally happened. We finally got a confirmation about a state of play happening in June. Not the big event that we were hoping for, but nonetheless a state of play, and it looks like it could be promising. I want to talk about expectations and what things we will definitely not be seeing there, and kind of what this means for an event or showcase coming up in the near future. Before we get into that though, if you could please hit that like button and that subscribe button, it helps the channel a ton. Now let's jump into this new state of play that's been confirmed for June 2nd. So this comes from the PlayStation blog. It's going to be airing on June 2nd, 2022 at 3 p.m. PT, 6 p.m. EST, and 12 a.m. CET. It will have 30 minutes of trailers and announcements, reveals from third-party partners, and a look at several games from PSVR 2. So let's break this down and see what this all means. It's very clear that this is a 30-minute show that will not include any PlayStation first-party games. There's no mention of first-party studios, so don't expect God of War or any first-party studio titles. There is a third-party focus here in some games for the PSVR 2. So here are the expectations that you should have based on this information. You're free to share your own expectations in the comments as well. But I think the headline title here will be Final Fantasy 16. If you have been following my videos for a while now, you know there's a trailer ready to go, and I believe it will likely be shown here. Then we have the Final Fantasy news that we're supposed to get in June in regards to the 25th anniversary. If there is going to be some sort of Remake 2 information, I believe that we're going to see at least a teaser here at the State of Play. If you remember, for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, they did have a teaser at a State of Play before, and then following that, we had a big blowout of information with Final Fantasy VII Remake as well. So it's not unusual for that to happen here, but if there is no remake information or news planned for June, I think that we're not going to see it here. I feel like there's got to be some sort of announcement at a Sony showcase given the partnership and given the exclusivity, but I believe those are going to be the headliners here. Final Fantasy 16, I would bet money on it. I think that that's going to be here for sure. I think we're going to get a nice trailer, maybe even a release date. I hope so. I really expect to get a release date the next time we see Final Fantasy 16. And then Final Fantasy 7 is like a 50-50 chance. It all depends if they intend to show 7 Remake news. We don't know for sure. All that they've said is they plan to show Final Fantasy 7 or announce some Final Fantasy 7 news in June. So again, no confirmation there technically speaking, but if it's going to be anywhere, I think it'll be at a State of Play, at least in a teaser form. I doubt that they would show a full-blown trailer anytime soon, just until FF16 gets out the door, I think. Naturally, there's going to be a collection of indies. They always have indies at State of Plays, and a lot of people like those, but if you're not a fan of indies, well then I think the headliners here, again, will be 16 for you and maybe FF7 Remake and some PSVR 2 titles. Naturally, the first thing people are going to question is what about the event that we were supposed to get in June? I think this was the event. It wasn't an event. It ended up being a State of Play. I think we won't be getting a PlayStation event in June. I think that's kind of gone now. There's no chance, at least I don't imagine we're going to get a State of Play and an event in June. It's not impossible, but I doubt it. This is probably what's supposed to tide us over till the next big event, which is rumored to be in September. But then again, it's just based off pattern that Sony has done September events in the last 2 years. Because of what I expect, there has to be a major title shown here, or it will be very disappointing for fans. That's why I say there has to be Final Fantasy 16 or another big third-party title. There's no way that they don't do that, especially since it's been 2 months since the last State of Play. And then also we haven't had any real updates on the exclusive first-party studios that PlayStation has working on titles. So it seems like this is like a sure thing, or if it's not, there's going to be a ton of disappointment. Lastly, the question remains, where is God of War Ragnarok? We don't know anything about when this game is coming out. We haven't heard about it really, other than a very minor updates, one from Cory Barlog, and then we also had the accessibility PS blog post. And based on what we know, the rating, the merch dropping in September, the PlayStation database was September, it's starting to become a question of when are they going to show this off if they do truly intend to release this game in 2022. And I'm starting to think that this is going to be revealed in a State of Play in the same way that Horizon Forbidden West was. I think it's going to get its own dedicated State of Play. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, especially if it's planned for 2022. Give it that attention because it is definitely a staple title for the PS5 and PS4 as well, since it'll be a cross-gen game. But yeah, they need to definitely do this. I hope by the end of the summer, man. We need to hear about God of War. We need to get something about God of War by the end of the summer. It's starting to seem like if it is planned for September release, like all these things are kind of pointing towards, again, nothing super solid, could be just placeholders, then I believe that we'll get a state of play sometime in July or August for God of War. But I feel like July is the best bet, if not late June. But again, 2 state of plays, especially major state of plays in 1 month, I'd be surprised, but it's not impossible. So I do think maybe July is the month for a God of War state of play. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of this state of play? What do you think we're going to see? How do you feel about the future of a PlayStation event? Where do you think God of War is going to get revealed in terms of a release date and a new trailer? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description. And share this video with a friend. I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.